So for those of you who don't understand, we are a common law jurisdiction in this country, and lots of countries around the world claim their jurisdiction from the UK. And the common law general principle is do no harm. First, do no harm. And what that means is that you don't get to harm anybody's person, property, liberty, etc. And that is a constitutional duty to act to prevent harm. Omitting to act is as guilty as acting to cause harm. So what we're doing is we're identifying who is injecting people, who's masking them, who's testing them, who is breaching the bodily and psychiatric integrity of the individual. Because again, under common law, voluntas agredi suprema lex. Over his or own mind or body, the individual is sovereign. And nobody gets to derogate from that fundamental, inalienable human right. We are all sovereign. We are all equal in the eyes of God. We're all equal under the rule of law. No one is above it. And a fundamental maxim of law is that you have sovereignty over your own mind and body. Nobody gets to break that. Not even in times of public emergency threatening the life of the nation. There is no right to derogate from the fundamental right to life, from the right not to be tortured or to receive cruel, inhumane or degrading treatment, not to have your right to privacy and your right to family life affected. Those rights cannot be derogated from, even in war. The only time it's lawful is if it's in a lawful act of war. Well, when you read the war conventions, means and methods of warfare are not unlimited. You cannot, for example, run a campaign of terror against the occupied enemy. You cannot conduct live human experiments, give people medical treatment without their informed consent voluntary given. That is against the law, even in wartime. So the idea that a bunch of bureaucrats in 2020, 2021 get to come along and set aside our rule of law, claiming there's a public health emergency, is not legal, it's not lawful, it's not moral, it's not ethical. So what we're doing is identifying people who are breaking the law, and we're serving them with a notice of liability, which says to the individual, you personally are causing harm. You personally are in breach of not only the common law, but in the international treaties, the European conventions, UK domestic law. And we're saying to people, you are individually accountable and liable in your personal capacity, criminally and civilly. There is nowhere to run. There is nowhere to hide. No one is going to defend you, because the law says you must uphold the law, you must not cause harm, and you are personally liable.